Alright, so I don't think this video is even recording in 60 FPS, but I'm gonna be uploading two videos at the same time, kind of like a part one and part two, because I think that if I start making like part one and part twos for now, it'll help. I guess it'll make a better video because I feel like I'm trying to rush myself every single video because there's so much that I can say, and I'm trying to figure out what to say in between like all the words that I do say. So this is kind of a part two to that first video. And so tomorrow at 9:30 I have my interview, and I guess I'm a little nervous. I'm not nervous about the interview. That's kind of like the least of my worries. I'm worried about starting, and I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. So obviously I'm literally not working with anyone that I used to work with. I'm working with a completely different shift. Actually, the only person that I'm working with that is on my shift that I'm gonna be starting on is literally, okay, what is it called? It's literally old lead man that was on the second shift when I worked there the last time. Is on what's it called? Third shift now. So he's actually the supervisor, which it's whatever. I'm cool with him. He never really gave me too many problems. So whatever. I am worried about something though, and I'm worried because I'm on one of the smaller lines because I used to I used to be on one of like the bigger lines with the heavier bags, and it's not the heaviness, it is my hands. I literally had such bad carpal tunnel doing that, and the last couple of days that I was there, like right before I quit, it was to the point where I would wake up and my hands felt like it was tingling. It felt like I had like pieces of glass stabbing me constantly everywhere in my hand, and I could not move. I woke up and my hands was like that. They looked like that, and I literally could not move them. And it really worries me because I'm not trying to go back to that at all. So I'm hoping that, because that's not my job. I'm not gonna be starting like that. I'm gonna be, doing the easier stuff, or not really the easier stuff, but I'm gonna be mainly picking stuff up with my whole arm instead of just using my fingers and hands. That is what's the best thing about it. Another thing, third shift, I feel like that is carrying, to be honest. That literally, like, the fact that I'm on third shift now, that literally, it's super exciting because I'm glad that it's 95 degrees outside every single day so far. Actually, it's supposed to be cooling off a little, down to like 88, 89, but still, I'm going to be on third shift. And yes, it's going to be much cooler and, not near as cold. I mean, not near as hot in the afternoons, or on third shift in the summer. It's going to be like low to high 70s. It's going to be perfect. But in the winter, it's going to be brutal. So it's going to be absolutely brutal in the winter, but that's going to be okay. Anyway, there are a few things that are, I guess, kind of getting me past that nervousness. And I think the reason that I'm so nervous is because of the reason that I just said about my hands. Number two, I think it's because I've now been gone longer than I was there in the first place. So that is really mainly the reason that I'm kind of worried. It's weird, but I'm going to be working with a lot of different new different people. So it's going to be whatever. I'm not too worried about that. But with that being said, though, there are a couple of things that are making me kind of get past the worriness, and that is to get out of here. Get what I need, get what I want. Working this job, working out longer hours, working more days, whatever. It's gonna allow me to get what I want. It's gonna allow me to, get my vehicle, go to, do what I want to in my free time. I can, go do what I do. I can go to the strip club if I want to. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, but I could if I want to. I can come home. I can literally like play games all day. I can go get a shower. Obviously, I can get a shower, but I can go play games all day. And the biggest thing, I don't have to worry about going in there and cooking food. I don't have to worry about it because I'm the one that bought the food. I don't have to feel bad no more. I can go use my own shower. I'll be able to go in there and literally chill in silence without someone thinking like negatively towards me, and like without me thinking that they are thinking negatively towards me, if that makes any sense. It's going to allow me to get all my streaming set up. It's going to allow me to get my camera. I'm going to be able to do this, do that, whatever. Is going to be good. And there's just, it's going to really, after the very first night, I'm going to be honest, after my first night, it's going to be fine. There's another little thing that I'm worried about, and that is the fact that, see, my old job, I kind of had it made. Obviously, I didn't make nothing. I made like $400 a week, where now I'm gonna be making $700 to $1,000 a week. Sometimes I can make $1,500 a week. So it's a very, very, very big difference. So, I'm definitely excited to finally start being able to, I don't know, I guess just do it. I would say do it, hoping that it works out where I can just go in there, do my work, take lunch, go back to work, take my other 15-minute break, go back to work for maybe another hour and a half, clock out, go home, do what I do. I mean, I would like to work 12s, but I'm telling you, dog, I will work 12s of doing the same thing. But the thing is when I was on this line the last time, is that every time that I would work, let's see, I guess overtime, they would always move me and make me do the other stuff that hurt my hand, and I genuinely cannot do it. Every now and then, yes. I cannot do, I'm telling you, it will kill my hands, and I would literally, it will give me carpal tunnel again. I've finally gotten past that, but there are a few things that, and I feel like if it happens again, it's going to be even worse, because yes, I'm past it. I wake up every day. I can finally, freely move my hand. It doesn't tingle. It doesn't hurt at all. It feels like a normal hand. But if I put my elbows down, and it never used to do this, because I always did this when I was, a couple years ago, and when I was a little younger, I would put my elbow on the one part of the bed and put my elbow on the other part of the bed and hold my phone and sit on my stomach. Now, when I do it after I worked here the last time, if I do that for longer than like 30 seconds, my whole entire arm, elbow, and hand start tingling, and it starts getting numb and going to sleep, stuff like that. And it literally sucks. I genuinely, I don't feel like I can even do it. But my job is not that anymore, and I am definitely glad. And I'm gonna be honest, like I was thinking in my head, I don't care if I'm not off weekends, bro. I'm working third shift now. I have the opportunity to be off, like, during, actually, let's take a look at this clock. So, if you look at the clock, I have the opportunity to be off from 7 in the morning all the way until 11 p.m. at night. From 11 p.m. at night to 7 o'clock in the morning, this part of the time, there is absolutely nothing going on. From 7 a.m. to the opposite 11 p.m., there is everything going on. I'm now available for those times of the day. And that's why I'm going to be honest, and I have nothing going on. I'm just trying to make a lot of money, and especially while I'm here. Right now, I would love to work weekends. I'm not even going to joke around. Yes, it gets old, gets tiring. I don't care, dog. It'll get me out of this house even more. It'll make me more money. And it just speeds up the process of the stuff that I'm trying to do. I'm not even going to lie to you. That's really all I have about the job. I want to kind of get into a couple of things that I was thinking about today. I feel like I want to be alone for the rest of my life. And maybe actually, I take that back. It's not the fact that I just want, because I only had this problem with my parents or someone like my grandma, my dad, my mom. I only have that problem with them. When me and Jonathan lived in that apartment for 4 months, I did not have those feelings at all. I didn't have a feeling where someone was like texting behind my back. I hate that secretive BS. I don't like people texting behind my back. I don't like people talking behind my back. I don't like people who will not say something to my face, but will leave the house to go say, like, let's go say, or not go say, but go text something on my phone through text messages. I cannot stand that. I cannot. It just makes no sense. Why would you not say it to my face, get it worked out, and move on? 99% of the time, it's not. It's never right. It's never true. They're just acting that way out of straight up, I guess, depression. You know, they're mental and they're taking it out on someone. That is why if you have your own place, you don't have to deal with it. I'm gonna be honest. That is the biggest thing for me, is just having my own peace of mind, being independent, being able to survive on my own, being able to do this. And everybody keeps telling me, well, I wish you could find a roommate. I wish you could, find a friend, or, maybe go back to stay with your dad again. And, y'all do that so much cheaper. Bro, are you effing kidding me? Are you serious? There is no one in this world that you can genuinely trust to 100% other than yourself. Your best friends, your closest friends of 8 to 10 years, I don't care if you've been hanging out for 20 years, they will turn their backs on you. I'm not saying they're going to, but they can, and they will. They can turn their backs on you. You cannot trust anyone. You can trust someone maybe 70%, meaning that you can trust someone that you can trust them enough to leave your kid while you go to the grocery store, or you go, shopping, or you go to a restaurant, like maybe like a date night out, or like a late night something. Come back home and your kid is okay. You can trust them. That is that 70%. You cannot trust them to go even further. You can't trust them to go to that 100%. That is just not how this world works. So you need to make sure you're good. You're good enough to the point where you can support yourself without ever having to rely on someone. And I'm going to be honest, speaking of relying on people and stability and stuff like that, if I try this again, go to work, something happens, I'm giving life one more time. If I never find a way to make a lot of money, if I never find a way to get moved to where I want to go, get my credit to where I want it to be, get out of another person's roof, I'm going to the military. I don't care how bad it is. I don't care if I'm risking my life. I don't care, bro. I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm chasing some dreams. And I'm not even joking. I'm at the perfect age for this. Literally probably one, if not one of, but one of, if not the best overall cost of living, does not mean that is going to keep getting worse and keep getting worse and keep getting worse. It does not mean that. In 5 to 10 years, we could see the cheapest housing prices and interest rates we've ever seen since, the world has even been a thing. You never know. Look at our history, bro. It's not going to be, life is not that bad. It is really not that bad. It doesn't have to be hard. You shouldn't have to work 70 hours a week, never see your kid, come home, eat, take a shower, go to sleep, and instantly wake up and go right back into work just to make $1,000 a week. You should not have to do that. Instead, you should have, when you were younger, instead of 40 and 50 years old, you should have, when you were my age, be trying to figure out a way to prevent all of that from happening, so that you won't have to do that by the time you're 40 or 50 years old. That's that. Bingo.